So, as kind of Rachel said earlier, we've been looking at the Adapt My Home site that version 2 is we kind of developed back in 2020. And we've been kind of looking at how we can make a few tweaks to it. So I'm going to give the caveat here that it's still very much a work in progress, and with the developers, so kind of the paints kind of virtually still wet, and there's still things to do like kind of updating the logos and things. So it's still a work in progress. But I just wanted to share with you some of the things that we've been working on. So this is so the logo isn't correct there yet, but it's set into three parts: advisors, householders, and local authorities. So for local authorities, you will be able to check the information that we hold about your service, and then give us an update, make sure that we've got the right details that we're given to the public if they're searching for local authority contacts. And I'll just pop in the chat here. I'll do that in a minute. I'll pop in the chat in a little moment, the current information that we have, so that you can update it if you've got that available. One of the other things that we're about to launch is the Home Adaptations Advice Network. And the idea behind this is that there's people in Age UK, CABs, other advice organisations across the country where the public go to for advice. And sometimes they're not always as up to speed on kind of DFGs and home adaptations as they might be. So we're going to provide training, ongoing support to advice organisations around DFG, which will be kind of providing free of charge, so trained resources, ongoing support, and we'll also have a listing on this site so that if members of the public want kind of independent advice and support, they'll be able to go to this site and find it. So that will be we'll be starting to recruit advice organisations later this year, and then they will be searchable via this particular site. But the main bit of the site is always the bit for the public. So we've got 6 tools that will be available kind of at the top here. So the should I adapt or move tool, which will be added in below here, is a kind of a decision making system where you can put in whether you'd like to stay or whether you'd like to go, and it helps you kind of weigh up the different options that you might want to look through. They can check if you could get a grant bit is a lot of what Rachel was talking about earlier, and it's something we're working on at the moment in terms of going through a series of kind of questions. And again, kind of links into what Yune was talking about in terms of signposting people to other resources, if that's more appropriate. The Find and Installer box will link to the Home Adaptations Installer Network, which you, if you haven't already heard about that, we'll hear a little bit more in a few minutes' time. The Find Your Council page will allow somebody to put in their postcode and find the contact details for the local authority. Get Advice will go to the search for the home adaptations advisors, and what you might need to pay will take us to the means test calculator. So at the moment, it's basically the same means test calculator that exists on the current version of Adapt My Home. But we would like to work with some local authorities and get some feedback on a potential new version that we've been working on. So this is, again, something that hasn't been shared publicly before, and it's kind of a prototype version of hopefully the easiest DFG means test calculator that that's ever been made. So I'll just run through it so you can get an idea of how it works. It goes through kind of asking question by question, and it's got lots of logic in the background. That means that depending on what you ask, what you answer, it either surfaces other questions or hides other ones that aren't appropriate. So we'll say it's not for a child or young person, and it's not for somebody on passporting benefits. So as it goes through, it will have some kind of helpful text, and I haven't finished all the helpful text yet. So as you'll see as we go through, it's not all as fleshed out as it might be. So say it's for a homeowner who lives with their partner. Let's put in a date of birth of, let's try 1965. And partner's date of birth. Do any children, young people live with you? Let's say yes. Say 2. So be something helpful there about their premiums. Then it asks about any disability-related benefits that they might get, and we try to include the weekly amount. So hopefully it makes it a little bit easier to identify which one somebody gets. Let's just pick that one. So anyone's received carers allowance. Any other adults live with them. Say there aren't any young people getting DLA. Don't get carers allowance. Partner doesn't get carers allowance. No children under the age of 1. So that's the personal allowance based on those answers. And then to ask you about income from a job. So it's paid weekly, say £500 a week with £50 a week pension contributions. Working between 16 and 30 hours, not getting working tax credit. Partner also works, paid monthly at, let's say, £1,000, no pension contributions, and works less than 16 hours, not getting working tax credit. So that's their total earnings per week. Any pensions, say no for the sake of this, none from the partner. Any savings, let's say 8,000, not 85,000, 8,500. And say partner hasn't got any, and say there's £2,000 in a joint account. So based on those figures, this particular fictitious couple has a contribution of £162,000, which is quite a few questions there, but we tried to break it down into only the ones that apply, and try to make each one as simple as possible. You see, there's kind of more text to go in to help people through the calculation. But if anybody's interested in helping us to kind of test and develop this further, then please do get in touch. Right, so that was the proposed changes to the DAPWHAM that we're working on at the moment. If you want any more information, if you're interested in getting involved in any of those bits and pieces, then please do get in touch.